Hi, Amanda.
I'm Ben.
We're AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching a movie, Parasite. I have not seen it.
Neither have I.
Do you know anything about it?
No. I don't think it's in English.
I know one thing about it, and that it was the first non-English movie that has ever won Best Picture.
Which is exciting.
I know that my brother has watched it, and I know that it is not in English. Yep, that's where my knowledge
I'm pretty
ends.
excited. I haven't watched a movie in a while, actually.
I don't watch a lot of movies, to be honest with you. I'm excited too. I'm a bit nervous because of that, you know?
I think movies can sometimes be intimidating.
Yeah.
It's a large commitment.
Especially when it's been won Best Picture.
And
There's a lot,
it's won awards, yes.
Huh.
It has accolades, and I have none.
Yeah.
So I'm intimidated.
All right. Well, if full length interests you, we offer that on our Patreon for the appropriate tier. If not, then whatever. But without further ado, you ready?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, nice. That looks really cool. On the window that is
great.
a little bit less opaque.
Yeah. I think that's practical. Like they put something over the window so that the writing and post would be clear. But if you look at the one on the far left too, it's just the lighting.
Maybe
it looks
it's
like
the angle.
Yeah. Look at how it's getting exposed too. Oh, that's a good guess.
핸드폰도 다 끊기고 와이파이도 다 끊기고 응? 계획이 뭐야?
What's your plan?
Stressful position.
Head of the household?
여기 잡힌다.
진짜?
In the bathroom?
커피나라 투지.
We have a bathroom just like that.
We do, in the basement.
피자 시대 연락 준다 그랬거든.
잠깐만.
Looking for a job?
여기 있네. 피자 시대.
Oh, it might be a job.
우리도 이 속도라면 오늘 중에 이거 다 끝낼 수 있을 것 같은데. 오늘 돈 다 받는 거죠.
Whoa!
뭐야?
So it's for putting together boxes?
나도 봐. 공짜로 집안에 소독도 하고 곱등도 없애고.
But you shouldn't be breathing that, right?
곱등이 너무 많아.
Parasite,
And now it's on the pizza boxes.
닫을까요?
He's just getting to work.
Do you think they filled the room?
구체적으로 뭐가 문제예요?
All the boxes.
여기 한 봐요. 라인이 아주 드럽게 접혔죠. 이거 왜 접혀 있는 건데? 아까 정체다 보니까 박스 4개 한 개꼴로 이런 상태야. 넷 중 하나는 불량인 거지.
She gave that look like it was one of you.
박스 접을 사람도 하나 없는 것들이야? 뭐라고?
그 원래 일하던 알바생 말입니다. 그 친구가 배 찍어 잠수 탔죠. 이 주사랑교에서 이 단체 주문이 막 들어오고 있는 이 중요한 시점에.
Love of God
아니,
Church.
그런 디테일은 또 어떻게 알아요?
그 오빠가 원래 좀 이상해요. 이 동네에서 평판이 되게 안 좋은데.
They're like working her right now.
그 대신에
대신에?
In return?
이참에 알바생 새로 뽑으실 생각 없으세요?
원래 알바는 자르세요. 해고 페널티를 주시라고.
They're all like circling this girl.
몇 시가 좋을지.
아니 저기 잠깐만.
Way to insert yourself.
자 이게 우리 모처럼들 이렇게 둘러앉아가지고 일부 핸드폰은 그 재개통 그리고 쏘다시는 와이파이를 축하. 저 새끼 저거 좀 초저녁부터 좀.
도대체 왜 소변금지 팻말 안 붙이는 거냐? 내 얘기했지?
아니야 그런 팻말을 보면은 더 싸워.
Signs make them piss even more.
민혁이 오빠인가?
I love the framing.
정신 차려 정신!
네 친구 박력 있다.
I was like so nervous for a second.
근데 뭐야 지금 우리 집에 오는 거야? 오기로 했었냐?
아니요. 안녕하세요. 민정이가. 야 밖에서 보자 그러지 뭘 집까지 찾아왔어. 아 이것 때문에 이게 너 주려고 이게 워낙 무거운 거라.
What is it?
Good question.
뭐야 이게?
저희 할아버지께서 이걸 꼭 갖다 주라고 하셔가지고.
뭐 이게 산수경석인가?
아니, 저희 할아버지께서 육사 시절
Scholars
집을
Rocks.
쭉 해오셔가지고. 근데 특히 이돌은 가정에 많은 재물운과 합격운을 몰고
민혁아.
가시면서.
야 이거 진짜 상징적인 거네.
그러게 참으로 시의적절하다. 그 할아버님께 꼭 감사해. 말씀을 전해드리고.
먹을 거 사오지.
Of course. I don't know. Maybe it isn't just metaphorical.
야, 아까 그거 뭐라고? 산수경서?
기정이도 그냥 집에 있냐? 학원 안 가고?
Min seems like a good friend.
가는 게 아니라 못 가는 거죠.
Can't afford the lessons.
귀엽지? 네가 내 대신 얘 과외 선생님 좀 해줘라. 영어.
Oh.
뭔 소리야?
부잣집 과외야. 돈도 많이 줘.
너 학교에 친한 과 친구들 많잖아. 굳이 왜 나 같은 백수한테 부탁을 하냐?
우리 과 공대생 그 늑대 새끼들이 다혜 근처에 얼씬거리는 것 자체가 기분이 너무
He
더러워.
can't just give her over to one of them.
걔 좋아하냐?
야, 나 진지해. 너라면 내가 진짜 믿고 떠날 수 있다.
Could be a really good opportunity for the family.
솔직히 씨발 잉글리시? 네가 10배는 더 잘 가르칠 걸 매일같이 술 처먹는 대학생 씹새끼들보다?
그건 그렇긴 하지.
그래.
아, 근데 그 집에서 날 받겠냐 이 말이지. 난 대학생이 아닌데.
But you're recommended by the current tutor.
아, 괜찮을
just
거야.
fake it.
일단 내 소개로 가는 거니까.
Yeah.
그리고 그 집 사모님이 뭐랄까. 사모님이 심플해. 영앤 심플.
Okay.
심플? 그게 뭔 소리야?
Young and simple.
몰라 아무튼 좋아. 야 뭐야. 기정이가 그렇게 손재주가 좋다며? 포토샵 같은 것도 잘하고.
Nice.
넌 이 좋은 실력으로 왜 미대는 맨날 떨어지냐?
Can you get into art
Look
school?
at that opacity change.
서울대학교 문서 위조학과. 기정이의
아들 면접하러 가는데 덕담이나 한마디.
He was gonna take on the part-time job with the pizza, but this opportunity.
네가 자랑스럽다.
아버지, 저는 이게 위조나 범죄라고 생각하지 않아요. 뭐 서류만 좀 미리 짰다고 생각하고 있습니다.
The mother is washing the scholar's rock, right?
He has a plan. He doesn't want to necessarily use the forgery at first, unless he
job.
has to.
I wonder if Kiwoo's ever been around this type of wealth before.
안녕하세요.
That's a good question.
저는 민혁군 소개로
Wow. Cool.
What a fucking contrast, though, you know?
Look at how green that grass is. Almost like artificially so.
안녕하세요. 저 여기서 일하는 사람이에요. 이쪽으로 오세요.
정원이 너무 좋아요.
내부도 좋아요?
Inside's nice too.
마시나? 유명한 분인데 그분이 사시던 집이잖아요 여기가. 그분이 다 직접 지으셨고 지금이야 뭐 보다시피 애들 사는 집이지. 이쪽으로 오세요.
A playpen.
여기 앉아서 좀 기다리세요.
There's a smaller child in the portrait.
Mm-hmm. Nathan Park.
I feel like the husband might be able to spot the forgery.
I don't think they're gonna care to look.
If the husband's not home, maybe. She's young and simple, right?
잘 아시겠지만 민혁 쌤이 사실 인간 자체가 워낙에
Emphasis on brilliant.
너나 다혜나 만족도가 높았거든. 다혜 성적하고는 별개로. 뭔 얘긴지 아시죠?
Regardless of her grades.
제 입장에서는 그쪽이 민혁 쌤 같은 어떤 레벨이 아니라면 굳이 무슨 의미가 있나 뭐 이런. 뭐 결국 이 얘기하려고 한 건데. 저기 오늘 첫 수업 제가 참관을 좀 해도 될까요?
I mean, that makes sense.
풀타임으로 안 보고 싶어서. 수업 어떻게 하시는지.
Has he prepared
Is
for
it
that?
okay with you?
English.
24번 답 확실해? 만약 지금 실전 수능이고 이게 첫 문제였으면 넌 시작부터 완전 엉킨 거야. 이거 봐. 맵박도 완전 엉켰잖아. 심장이 거짓말을 못해. 나는 오로지 다혜가 이 시험 전체를 어떻게 치고 나가는가, 장악하는가. 거기만 관심 있다. 실전은 기세야.
How many times did he take the exam?
Like 4 or 5. She might fall for him. Sorry, Min.
매달 요맘대로 하고요. 민혁쌤 때랑 똑같이 하려다가 물가 상승률 봐서 약간 올렸어요.
감사합니다.
The contrast of like flipping through all the money and giving it rather than previously with the boxes only taking the first few bills.
네네, 케빈 쌤.
나보다 더 전문가야. 아직 구석구석 다송아 머리 정말
Dasom.
Yeah.
아니 귀엽네요. 다섯.
He's awesome. I love him.
케빈 선생님. 아니, 이게 민비한 화살이에요. 심지어 미국 사이트에서 직구한 거야.
He has a good relationship with the person that works there.
작년에 컵스카웃에 가입을 시켰어요.
Maybe he needs art lessons.
집중하는 그런 걸 좀 배우라고. 근데 보세요. 더 이상 우리 다송이는 완전 예술가 체질인데.
Art lessons. He could get his sister in.
긍정적이다. 진짜
Good point.
그쵸, 세죠.
So metaphorical.
케빈 쌤
침팬지를 그린 거죠?
자화상이에요.
역시.
Play it cool.
사람들의 관점으로는 이해를 못하는 거지.
그래서 그런 건지 그동안 미술쌤들 여러 명 바꿔가면서
Stop.
했는데요.
Good.
하나같이 한 달은 못 버티더라고요.
Click it.
워낙 통제가 안 되기도 하고.
Click
Is it
it.
too soon though?
Oof. Play your cards right.
어머님.
네?
그 이름이
What was her name? He's not even going to be his sister. He's going to pretend.
그 일리노이 주립대 응용 미술과 다니다가 그 한국 다시 나온 친구가 있는데요.
일리노이. 그런데요.
그 제 시큰한 친구가 엄청 독특한 수업을 하면서 애들을 꽉
Does
잡는다고
she?
소문이 쫙 났답니다. 만나 보시겠어요? 아, 근데 이 친구 약속 잡기 되게 어렵다던데.
He's good.
He is good. This could blow it for him. Does he trust his sister enough?
아 잠깐. 제시카 외동딸 일리노이 시카고.
Hopefully they didn't hear that part.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
이런 식으로 바스키아적 필링 분명히 있더라니까.
I think she's interested in her new tutor.
아니 근데 지금 말씀하신 것들은 제시카 쌤은
I'm sure.
하셨을 테니까.
They're pretty smooth.
I wonder
both of
how-
these guys.
How much he can get by, or how much she can get by because the husband isn't home, you know?
That's what I was originally thinking when we entered the home.
우리 그 38번 지붕부터 하는 거 맞지?
저기 선생님. 다송이 죄다 설정인 거.
Faking it all.
무슨 소리야?
All of the behavior?
쇼하고 있어. 예술가 코스프레.
Interesting that she's aware.
막 그런 거 있잖아요. 괜히 막 길 가다 멈춰서 가지고 하늘 쳐다보고 막 영감 떠오르는 거.
That's not real?
뭔지 아시죠? 진짜. 괜히 막 일상생활 어눌한 척하고 그런다요?
그래. 그런 의미에서
Is she pretending something as well?
방금 너가 다성이에 대해 묘사했던 거 꽤 재밌었는데 우리 그걸로
오늘 오신 제시카 선생님 정말 선생님 사촌의 과 후배 맞아요?
뭔 소리야?
제시카 여자친구죠.
Is that why she was spying on them?
제시카 쌤 되게 이쁘죠?
She's getting intel.
관심 안 가세요?
Look at that face she just made.
아까 봤어? 예쁘지? 미모라고 할 수 있지.
겉봐 역시.
Min's gonna be so upset.
Is she feeling his pulse?
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh.
She's making that I want to kiss face. She's making I want to kiss face. And he's
내가 애가 좀 한 스팟에 앉아있지 못해가지고 그거부터 이해를 좀.
I
What's his
cannot
room
believe that
gonna look
happened.
like?
어이구, 다송이 일어나, 다송아, 일어나. 똥.
저는 학부모와 절대 같이 수업 안 합니다.
아이 그래도 오늘 첫날인데 보시다시피 해가 좀.
내려가 계세요.
She has it so hard.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Jessica has such a cool aura, so
어머님,
maybe it's working.
제 옆에 와서 좀 앉아보세요. 다성이는 올라가 있어.
They're so skilled in their own right, though. Come on.
Both siblings have worked these kids.
Yeah.
제가 아까 미술 심리학, 미술 치료 쪽으로 더 공부 중이라고 말씀드렸죠?
네네.
다성이한테 무슨 일이 있었나요, 1학년 때?
Cold reading?
솔직히 말씀을 드리면 제가 다성이를 맡을 수 있을지 없을지 판단을 하려면
Before I decide whether I take him
Power
on.
moves. She's like about to cry.
이게 다 다성이 마음속의 블랙박스인 겁니다. 그 검은 상자를 저와 함께 열어보시겠어요, 어머니?
열고 싶습니다.
월화목금 주 4회.
Jeez!
이게 단순한 과외 수업이 아니고 그렇기 때문에 저의 급여가 상당히 높은.
Oh my god.
괜찮으시겠어요?
제가 더 감사하죠. 애기 아빠인가 보다.
Oh no! Oh no! The dad is home. I'm scared.
제시카 쌤이라고 1, 2명에서.
Oh no.
시스동이.
Is he gonna try to speak any English to her?
되게 멀어도 괜찮습니다. 어차피 뭐 저는 오늘 업무도 다 끝난
해와역에서
상태고.
내릴게요.
Cuts him off.
비도 올 것 같은데. 네, 전철 말고 벤츠로 쭉 가시죠.
저 해와역 3번 출구에서 남자친구 만나기로 했거든요.
I wonder if he was supposed to do some digging.
옛날에 대리기사 뛸 때 벤츠도 많이 몰아봤나?
아니지. 카스테라
What would leaving them there do?
I don't get him in trouble with his
Opportunity?
wife?
I don't
What's the opportunity?
진행하는 거야?
내가 그 집 벤츠에 쓰.
What's the next step?
와 여기 진짜 상징적이다.
It's so metaphorical.
Is he gonna look?
Here's the trap.
Are we gonna look down and see underwear? What's the point? Is it to get anyone else that works there fired? Why'd he sniff it?
Who do you think would be a good driver?
Dad! Oh, and house cleaner! They're gonna get everyone fired!
왜? 뭔 일?
They're infiltrating!
걔들.
근데 지금 진짜로 이상한 게 뭔 것 같아?
Do tell.
뭐요?
크락을 남긴다거나 귀걸이를 떨어뜨린다거나 뭐 그런 거는 있을 수가 있지. 근데 어떻게 입던 팬티를 까먹고 갈 수가 있지?
그러게. 빼먹을 게 따로 있지?
알아서 나는 그 여자의 상태가 매우 의심스럽다 이건데.
They're gonna think he did something nefarious to her. Oh no.
아 그렇다고 바쁜 내가 그런 마주 보고 자네 왜 내 차에서 떡을 치나? 그렇게 따지는 것도 좀 웃기고. 그지?
그럼 웃기지.
그래서 말인데 그냥 당신이 점잖고 무난한 핑계거리 하나 만들어서 조용히 내보낼 수 있지. 임 기사.
그래 알았어.
She's listening to the fact that her plan worked.
언급 자체를 하지 말고.
근데 용기사 설마
Good, those aren't wood stairs.
아이 그럼 어떻게 잠깐만 좀 떼어줘.
끝나셨어요?
저는 해와역까지만 태워달라 그랬는데 굳이 저희 집 대문 앞에 내려주시겠다고 고집을 부리시더라고요.
그 새끼가 밤늦게 집 앞까지 간 거야? 선생님 집 위치 노출?
아니요, 제가 해와역에서 내렸죠.
잘했어.
It's like sprinkling in that
And
like
that's so
truth,
smart
you know?
too. Like,
그분
don't let him know where you
있었나요?
live.
근데 기사님은 원래 나이 드신 분들이 좀 더 낫지 않나요?
Reliable.
저희 큰아빠 댁에서 일했던 기사님이 딱
My
그래요.
father's brother.
기사님이라고 점장.
My father's brother had a driver.
Huh.
We gotta keep this straight.
그분이 쉬고 계신가 어떤가?
상당히 관심이 가는데 만나뵐 수 있을까?
They're infiltrating.
Bro,
This is
by the end of the
kinda
movie, are they gonna
scary.
have the house? Like, are they just gonna, you know?
This poor woman's next. Oh my god, what are they gonna do to her?
믿는 사람 소개로 연결. 이게 베스트인 것 같아요. 믿음의
It's
벨트.
like fate.
A belt
Belt
of
of
trust.
Are they going to look at Ben so he can learn how to drive it?
Mm-hmm. He has to be knowledgeable, right?
He has to interview and meet with the
Father.
dad, yeah.
이게 뭐 테스트 주행 뭐 그런 거 아니니까요. 그냥 편하게 하시면 돼요. 편하게.
머리 참 빠르네요. 예.
He's able to
Oh,
just
smooth
hold.
turn.
He says it's not a test, but he's holding his.
Yeah.
생긴 건 둥글둥글한데
Oh.
괜히 속은 아주 능구랭이야.
Inside she's a
어떨 때는 사모님
fox.
행세를 할 때도 있어 지가.
원래 거기에 살던 그
She's
She was the
trusted.
housekeeper of the architect.
Holy.
그걸 계속 이어서 다인의 가정부까지 하고 있는 거지.
She knows the house better than anyone then.
그런 여자를 도려내려면 우리도 뭔가 준비를 해야겠다.
Now they're eating at the same pizza place that they were previously working for their boxes. That's fucking awesome.
난 복숭아 제일 좋아하는데. 우리 집은 복숭아는 못 먹어요. 금지과일.
Does she have a peach in her hand? No. She does have a peach in her hand. Forbidden fruit.
그 아줌마가 엄청.
The only part that makes me nervous is the relationship with Dahai.
그왜 복숭아 그 겉에가 완전 다.
Oh,
we gonna kill
shit!
체만 가도 온몸이 새빨개지고 호 곤란해 천식에 아주 쌩 난리가 난다네.
What if she dies?
Yo!
아니 원래 이런 증상이 이렇게 나타나면은
We're gonna continue to put it around her.
가지고 약을 먹으면 되는데.
아니 저는 그 거실에 올라갔을 때 한 두.
And he can do this because he's the new driver.
제가 며칠 전에 건강검진 받으러
Good.
병원에 갔다가요. 사람한테 카톡 보내려고 셀카를 찍는데 이분이 뒤에 보이더란 말이에요. 들으려고 들은 게 아닌데. 어쩔 수 없이 저런 카톡.
지금 감정이 너무 막 여기 위에 올라가 있는데.
This should be an acting
여기까지 좀
troupe.
내려보세요.
어쩔 수 없이 들었어요.
이걸 좀 함축시켜가지고 탁.
뭐라나 그 활동성 결핵 판정을 받았다고 누구에게 막 전화로 막 얘기하는데 본인한테 어쩔 줄 몰라 하는 그런 느낌?
요즘에도 결핵 환자가 있어요?
아니 요즘도 결핵 환자가 있어요?
Oh
Make
my
him, like, read
god.
her. And she's gonna come in and she's gonna be coughing, you know?
The music is fantastic.
This scene of her walking up the stairs like this like one shot.
대박이긴 한데.
Oh my. It'll look like blood on the napkin. He's gonna open up the trash can and put that. Oh, this is amazing. This is great.
Stop. How do we do this secretly?
You are so much better. GG, dude. No, don't.
She gonna faint? The music,
Oh.
the crescendo.
This is so good.
애들 아빠한테 꼭 비밀로 해주세요. 알죠?
It's gonna make her look bad for, you know, being in charge of this.
결핵 환자를 집에 데리고 있었다는 게 그분 귀에 들어가면은
Build that trust, that belt.
They're so close. They had a great relationship and dynamic. and so did the song. That's probably heartbreaking. If anyone's gonna be suspicious and start looking at them closely, it'd be her.
원래 우리 그 아주머니가 갈비찜 진짜 잘.
Oh.
And is he gonna bring up maybe his wife?
구석구석 관리도 잘하고 그리고 매사에 손을 딱 잘 지켜. 내가 원래 선을 넘는 사람을 제일 싫어하는.
Who crossed the line?
그러면 사모님이 빨리 구하셔야겠네요.
I'm like, I can't even keep notes. I'm so compelled.
큰일 났죠. 다승이 엄마가 원래부터 집안일에 재능이 없어요. 청소도 못하고 음식 진짜 맛없고.
그래도 사랑하시죠?
아이 그럼요. 사랑하죠.
They even made business cards.
I wonder who did the Photoshop.
멤버십 위주로만 운영이 되고요.
아 명함만 봐도 고급스럽네 진짜. 디자인도 그렇고.
Oh, I love it.
Stop.
이 얘기는 하실 필요 없고요.
Oh, it's his idea, you know?
대표님께서 직접 알아본 업체라고 말씀하시면서 드리면은
덕분에 뭐 이럴 때 생색 한번 내보는 거지.
And now he's playing him based on how he spoke about his wife.
글로 일단 전화 통화하시면
앞에 봐요 앞에.
The care is on
Labeled.
the
Oh
phone.
my god.
덕현 시니어 어드바이저 여명선입니다.
네네.
Wouldn't she recognize the voice?
맞죠?
There's a little inflection on it.
얘기 들어보니까 완전 회원제라고.
Look at how much he's struggling.
소득 확인용으로 소득 증빙 서류. 바로 열고 토지.
The title to your property?
Do we have peaches now? There are peaches on those plates, aren't there?
Oh, they're fucking rubbing it in.
And that's what she goes for and she starts eating. That's really real though. That's pretty real. That was realistic. He loves his wife. Do they smell the same?
똑같다. 둘이 냄새가 똑같아. 빨리 올라가긴 해. 3시간 기다리잖아.
Same detergent.
시간대만해서도 비슷한 냄새가.
Oh my god.
반지하 냄새야. 이 집을 떠나야 냄새가 없어진다고.
아무튼 우리가 이런 고민을 하고 있는 것 자체가 이게 얼마나 행복한 고민이야.
Look at the rock in the background while they're eating.
Yep.
미디아 신박 사장님께 이 자리를 빌어 감사의 기도를 드리고.
They're drinking Sapporo now. I think the quality of like alcohol has gone up too in their house, right? Now he's got the confidence.
Dignity and respect. Are we gonna hit him with the rock? Is that dad behind with a bucket?
Yeah.
What is
The
this?
classes, man.
나 그냥 집에 남아서 영어 공부하면 안 돼?
너 또 출발하는 거야, 자기. 왜 그러니? 이왕 가기로 한 거 가자, 어?
Where are we going?
그런 캠핑이 아니잖아. 빠지면 되겠어?
Oh man. It seems like the house might be empty for a little bit.
이거 안 가면 너만 손해다, 어? 아, 맞다.
How long's this camping trip?
아시죠? 아, 그것도 어디 그 찾아봐요. 분이 베리 푸푸. 네.
Oh, okay. They are leaving the house empty.
그리고 푸푸는 카니가 막 걔는 산책할 때 끈을 좀 길게 해줘. 그럼 마구 뛰어다니까 직선.
Now, will they follow the specific rules?
That's what I'm wondering.
Or will
I feel like-
Fufu be getting peaches?
I wouldn't be surprised if something happened. Oh, her smile dropped
Yeah.
just as the door hit.
아들, 왜 누워서 그러고 있냐?
엄마도 물 줄까?
Nice water.
Great sound design.
For such a nice house, you'd think they'd have security cameras. Diary. Stop! Bullet journals! She bullet journals!
그 모든 종류의 술을 다.
Look at the table. Oh my gosh.
섞어드리겠습니다.
나름 운치가 있네. 위스키를.
근데 아들, 또 들고 다니는 그 노란색 그거는 뭐냐?
다 일기장이야.
어? 일기? 와, 계획기를 네가 왜 읽냐?
As she picks it up to read it.
일지에서 서로.
So he can manipulate the situation better.
야, 둘이 사귀냐?
걔도 저 되게 좋아하고요. 정식으로 사귀자고 하려고요.
너의 처갓집이 되는 거네?
이거 사돈댁 설거지하고 있는 거야?
그런 거지. 며느리 양말 빨고.
나는 걔
Like that long shot.
발랑 까진 것 같진 않고.
How they're talking about it too.
이왕 김치국 마시는 김에 말씀드리자면 만약에 나랑 다혜랑 결혼식이야, 응? 그러면 엄마 아빠 역할은 대역배. 얘들 작년에 결혼식 하기 알바 졸라 많이 뛰었잖아.
생판 모르는 년 부기까지 썼어. 일당에 10,000원을 더 주거든.
Acting in weddings.
늘었구나.
근데 연기력도 이 사모님이 참 순진해. 착하고 가다니까.
부자인데 착해가 아니라 니가 착한 거지. 뭔 소리
Nice because she's rich.
돈이 다 나한테 있었어 뭐. 더 착하지.
그래. 네 엄마 말이 맞아.
대림이야 대림이. 돈이 대림이다. 구김살을
Money is an iron.
펴줘.
저 기우야. 원래 이 집 운전기사던 놈. 이거는 뭐 지금 다른 데서 일하고 있겠지.
Trying to think of the consequences of their actions?
뭐 워낙 젊은 나이고 거기에도
더 좋은 사장한테 갔을 거야.
에이, 씨발 진짜! 우리가 제일 문제잖아. 우리 걱정하는
Worry about us.
어? 아빠. 아빠. 아이고 나한테 제발 좀.
번개 꽈르르. 위에 올라가서 너 아까 욕조에서 목욕할 때 뭐랄까 어울린다 그래야 되나? 우리랑은 달라.
조카.
아 진짜 아버지. 얘가 아까 그리고 텔레비를 딱 보는데 이 집에서 오래 산 느낌?
뭐 여기가 지금 우리 집이야? 어?
안 헷갈려? 그래. 나 갑자기 박 사장이 딱 집에 온다 쳐봐. 바퀴벌레처럼 샥샥샥샥 숨겠지?
Way to say the one thing I'm worried about.
그래 우리 집 그거 있잖아. 형광등 밤중에 그냥 탁 숨는 거.
Are they gonna stay camping when it's storming so hard?
바퀴벌레?
응.
아버지 안 돼요.
I think they're pretty in love.
속았지 기우야. 너도 속았지.
Not gonna lie, you got me a little worried about the rain camping thing.
Right when they're more relaxed after phrasing it.
아이씨 강아지.
She's been eating the treats.
뭐야? 누구야 이 시간에?
뭐냐?
Someone trying to get their job back?
아니 이 양반이 왜?
이거 그 아줌마 맞지? 뭐야 왜?
아니 계속 이래.
에이씨 동네 시끄럽게.
Uh-oh.
누구세요?
아니요. 저기 사모님 안 계시죠?
에?
여기서 아주 오래 일했던 사람이에요. 강아지 세 마리 사진 붙어 있죠, 그죠?
Are they scared of the thunderstorm? And that's why she
아니,
came here?
알겠는데.
제 후임으로 오신 아줌마다 맞죠? 아유, 네, 정말 대단히 죄송합니다. 다른 건 아니고요. 지하실에 제 물건을 깜빡. 제가 이제 관둘 때 워낙 문 좀 열어주시겠어요?
I feel like that's a scene out of a scary movie.
무기는 좀 여기다가.
아이고 그거 금방 하고 갈 거예요. 요리를 잔뜩 하셨네.
근데 밑에 뭘 놓고 가신 거예요?
같이 내려가 보시겠어요?
That's a security camera.
What is she doing down there? I don't think it's safe to go down there.
Secret door. She knew the architect, right?
She left something that maybe she's been staying there to protect something of the architects? Like a treasure?
Well, or just for herself, right? She could have a whole reserve in there of wealth.
Honey?
Was her whole family living in this house? What a shot.
근데 배가 너무 고파. 물어. 며칠을 굶은 거야. 배 많이 고팠지? 여기 좋은 분이셔. 저분 덕분에 여기 들어온 그게 철판이더라고. 철판 고기.
이상하게 안에서 아무리 해도 안 열리.
황당하신 거. 저기 저라도 황당할 것 같아요.
It's a metaphor.
저기 사람끼리 그저 충숙이 언니.
아이, 내 이름은 어떻게 알아?
아 예. 사실 저는 아직도 문자를 하거든요. 식구들 캠핑 가는 거 알고서 일부러 지금 온 거예요. 집 앞 CCTV도 싹 잘라놨거든. 여기 온 거 아무도 몰라요. 나 잘했죠 언니?
맞다 언니. 언제 봤다고?
언니 저는 문광이라고 해요. 저기 우리 박한 양반 오근세 씨.
얼굴 왜 이래?
그거는 나중에.
It's like they're being like forced to look at themselves.
그 부엌에서 일하면서 먹을 거 맨날 빼돌려가지고 남편 거다 먹였구나.
아니요. 한 거예요. 정말 진짜 억울하다 진짜.
저 언제부터 여기 산 거야 남편이?
엄마 가만히 있어봐. 지금 4년째인가?
17일째지.
맞네 6월이니까.
I'm assuming right after the owner switched, right?
전에 남궁연재 선생님이 여기서 이제 파리로 이사를 들어왔거든요. 살짝 원래 부잣집들 보면은 숨는 비밀방이다 뭐 그런 게 되게 많아요. 남규현재 선생님이 여기를 만드신 게 좀 쪽팔리셨는가? 이사 오는 다송이한테는 얘기를 안 한 거. 그래서 나만 아는 그런.
그렇게 됐다 이거지? 거야 나도 알았으니까. 나는 전화를 할 수밖에 없어.
So we get rid of them and then we live here.
아니, 제발. 불우이웃끼리 이러지 말자 언니야.
야.
어우 전 누구예요? 저희 집도 없고 돈도 없고 4년 넘게 숨어 있는데도 빚쟁이들이 지치지를 않아.
So that's why he's down here.
쫓아다녀요. 이 사람 계속 쑤셔버린다고.
사채 썼니?
카스테라 가게 대만 왕수익 하고 빚을 좀 심하게 졌어요.
이거 받으세요. 진짜 쬐끄만한 돈인 코딱지 같은 돈인데 그래도 매달 꼬박
We'll
보내드릴게요.
send it to you every month.
언니가 이틀에 한 번씩만 여기 사람한테 일주일에 한 번씩만 냉장고도
진짜 보자니까 사람 경찰 불러야 돼 이거.
언니
Fuck! Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, fuck!
Now she has video. They have stuff on each other. They have dirt on each other.
그때부터 이상하더라니.
Either they're gonna come to an agreement or they're gonna kill them.
저기 동생은 얼어 죽을 아가리 닥쳐 이 개쌍년아. 사모님 번호로 전송할까 하는데 어떻게들 생각하셔?
전 저희가 너무나도 여기서 일자리를 너무
시끄러! 듣기 싫고 빨리 가든지 이참에 에브리바디 끝장을 보자 이거.
아줌마! 미쳤어 지금? 보시면 박 사장님하고 사모님이 얼마나 놀라시겠어. 그분들한테 왜?
가까이 오지 마. 안 그러면 전송 버튼 눌러버린다.
진정하세요.
당신 오랜만에 프레시한 공기 좀 마셔야 돼.
I cannot believe what the fuck's happening.
이 전송 버튼이 완전히 무슨 미사일.
So now they're messing with someone's
무슨
fate.
얘기야 여보?
아니 이 버튼만 누른다 그러면 이게 완전 북한 미사일이야. 북핵 미사일 버튼.
그리고 용도자 김정은 동지께서는 오늘 사기단의 동영상을 보시면서 그들의 악랄하고 저급한 도발을 금치 못하시었다.
이거 진짜 오랜만이다 여보.
저들 미치광 일가족의 간악한 아가리에 처박을 하는 을 내리셨다.
역시 종북핵의
오장육부를 최후의 핵 폐기장으로 삼아 마침내 다시는 위대한 용도자 똑바로 안 들어 이것들아. 손 번쩍. 이 씨발 일가족들아.
You scumbag family.
한다는 짓이 개같이 술이나 처먹고.
Oh my
남규현재
god.
선생님의 예술원이
여기서 둘이서만 오붓하게 햇볕을 딱 쬐다 보면 그 어떤 예술적 터치가 느껴지지.
That shot of them looking over was wild.
In the vision? Oh. The dogs.
Peach.
Fucking Peach.
We're not gonna kill this woman, are we?
빨리 그거 치워버려 빨리. 잘 눌러야 돼. 잘못 눌러.
여보세요? 엄마, 짜파구리 할 줄 아시죠? 짜파구리라고 다송이가 제일 좋아하는 건데 바로 물 올리시면 시간
Holy
They're on their way.
shit.
The camping trip.
쌀도 있으니까 그것도 좀 넣으시고.
그러면 저 캠핑장은
캠핑장 계곡물이 불어가지고 한다고 울고불고 버티고. 역시 짜파구리 알겠죠? 그럼 지금 거진 다 오신. 오늘 도착으로 나오네 내비에는.
8 minutes.
도착. 전화 끊고 바로 물부터. 짜파구리가 뭐야?
Are we gonna have to make an agreement with these people? A deal? Cut herself.
야 이거
You gotta put it back.
Oh, fuck.
He would get
He's
a
gonna
stick.
be upstairs.
He would bring a stick. That makes so much sense.
다송아 저거 봐. 저거 봐.
Under the bed?
Oh, shit!
Is she dead? Holy shit.
Don't bring her all the way down. Now whose husband's going to be down there?
모시고 돌아온 우리 박 사장님 너무나 싸.
왜 다솜이 안 먹는데? 아, 나 피곤해. 그냥 올라갔었네.
뭘 그렇게 봐, 민망. 사장님, 오늘도 절 먹여주시고
Oh my god.
감사 인사를 아예 단어째 올려보낼 때도 있고.
In Morse code.
아저씨
Hole and the scouts again, bring it back. Oh my fucking god, dude, I am at a loss.
센서가 지멋대로야.
Bro.
이런 거 알 텐데 스카우트니까.
사건이 좀 있었거든.
First grade.
무슨 언니도 귀신 믿죠?
Is it in the first grade? Was it the Morse code? A ghost in the house. And it was the husband, wasn't it?
1학년 때 집에서 생일 잔치 한 날. 그날 밤늦게 식구들은 다들 잠들어 냉장고에 생일 케이크 남은 걸 다시 꺼낸 거야. 아, 그 케이크 생크림이 기가 막혔거든. 애가 침대에 누워서도 자꾸 생각나.
Oh my god, what a visual.
요 앞에 앉아서 다성이
As he should. He's a birthday boy.
소리에 막 보니까
That visual was wild.
바들바들 경기를 거품을 물고 애를 키우면서 애 경기 나는 거 본 적 있어요?
아니요.
그게 15분 안에 못하면 진짜 끝장이거든.
I'm sure that was very
최단 시간
scary.
내에 병원 응급실에 도착을 해야 돼.
살면 또 사라지나? 이런 데서도?
둘인가? 반지하까지 치면 더 많지.
Semi-basements.
Oh.
난 그냥 여기가 편해. 그냥 편한 거 같기도 하고 결혼식도 여기서 한 거 같고.
From like being down here for 4 years.
You see the musical score too?
나 여기 계속 좀 살게 해주셔.
남편도 출장 가고 없을 텐데 나 혼자서 그 생난리를 겪고서는 집 말고 다른 데서 좀 보내게 해주려고. 작년엔 요가 때, 올해는 캠핑. 애들 다 그러면서 크는 거라고 괜찮다고.
Not dead.
Growling at something under the bed.
The editing is so good.
Took away the lever.
준이 왜 그래?
What's gonna save him? What is gonna save him?
나도 짭방울 좋아해. 어떻게 나한테 한 번도 안 물어봤어?
Fair.
다성아, 뭐해?
They're closer to the door now. It'll be okay. They're closer to the door.
다솜아, 너 자야지. 지금 몇 시인데?
What a visual, bro. Oh no.
A ding from his phone. Text her like it's normal.
야, 다혜야. 박다혜.
I'm with you?
이렇게 오래. 빨리 올라가자. 아빠랑 항시 대기. 마루에서
Look at them in their matching PJs.
You don't think he's gonna be able to see them, do you? Through the window?
우리 아이 그냥 여기 소파에서
그래. 그게 속 편하겠다.
그치?
다송이 보면서 자요.
아유, 저놈 자식 그냥.
Oh no. We're there all night.
야, 어디서 그 냄새가 나는데?
뭔 냄새?
김 기사님 스멜.
김 기사?
은은하게 차 안에 퍼지는 냄새인데. 아니야, 그런 거 아니야. 그 뭐야, 그거. 그 오래된 무말랭이 냄새? 아니다. 그러니까 나는 냄새 더 있지. 그런 거랑 비슷해. 아무튼 그 양반.
Oh my god.
전반적으로 많은 행동이 선을 넘을 결국엔 절대 손을 안 넘거든. 근데 냄새가 손을 넘지, 냄새가.
뭔 냄새길래?
몰라. 말로 설명하기 힘들고. 나는 냄새 있어. 그런 거랑 비슷해.
On the subway.
몰라, 난 너무 오래돼.
늘 특이한 냄새가 있거든.
Holy shit.
여기 꼭 내 차 뒷자리 같지 않아?
갑자기 나오면 어떡해.
They're gonna be. Oh no.
하다가 숨을 싹 빼면 되지. 당신 저번에 그 싸구려 팔 수 있어?
마약 사줘.
Like the fetishization of the life of the other side, you know? Oh my god.
It's so dark over there. And he's gonna come in and walk right to where the dad currently is on the ground.
그래. 그건 시끄러워.
Just going further and further down.
아까 어떻게 됐어? 지하의 사람들.
She's the one that told him not to worry about others, but is she worrying now?
이제 어떻게 할 거야? 이제 어떻게 할 거야? 계획이 뭐냐고.
이 상황에서 어떻게 했을까?
He's just trying to live as men.
민혁 오빠한테 절대 이런 일이 안 생기지.
우리가 지금 그 집에
어.
이제 우리 식구들 말고 아무도 모르지. 그러니까 아무 일도 없었던 거야. 알겠어? 아빠가 생각이 계획이 다 있으니까 니들은 그냥 잊어버리라고. 자, 집으로 가자. 자.
Wow. The flooding.
아, 이게 뭐야?
Is their entire house flooded?
Their home is sewage water.
Was our window open? Oh my god.
And their home is the lowest. It's all sewage water.
야, 기호야. 창문 닫아, 창문.
Electricity.
아주 좋아.
아무거나 만지지 마. 내진 땅인가 봐. 당신이 안 보여. 여보, 그게 언니가 진짜 좋은 분인데 나를 발로 밀었어. 나 따라해봐.
The Rock.
Fuck. Holy shit, the lighting. The fuck. Morse code.
His head is all bloody. That's the same window shot as the opening of the movie.
Yep. Oh!
Oh, whoa! Look how many people it's affected.
아버지. 아. 아까 그 계획이 뭐예요? 뭔 소리야? 아까 그 계획이 있다고 하셨잖아요. 식구예요, 거기. 자식. 절대 실패하지 않는 계획이 먼저라네. 뭐 계획이야, 뭐.
Just like the other husband in the basement, right? You don't have a plan?
계획대로 안 되거든, 인생이. 계획이 없으니까 뭐가 잘못될 일도 없고.
No plan, nothing can go wrong.
뭐또 아무 계획이 없으니까
Doesn't matter.
뭐 같아져도 다 상관없는 거야. 죽이건 나라를 팔아먹게.
Kill someone being the first.
시발 다 상관없다 이 말이지. 알겠어? 제가 책임질게요. 뭔 소리야? 너는 왜 그렇게 껴안고 있냐? 이거요? 얘가 자꾸 나한테 달라붙는 거야.
Ugh. Dude.
얘가 자꾸 날 따라와요.
Oh, that's an awesome shot.
혹시 오늘 점심에 시간 되시나? 아니 오늘 집에서 다송이 생일 번개
생일 파티를 하는 건가요?
선생님도 와주시면 다송이가 너무너무 좋아할 텐데.
I was already thinking about, do they even have clothes to put on? Wow.
The smell. Fuck.
그러니까 어쩔 뻔했냐고요.
The rain was such a blessing.
아 그리고 선물은 절대 사오지 마.
And he knows it too.
It might smell worse even today because of all the sewage water.
차고 안에 그냥 옮겨 넣어. 네, 올라가 계세요. 네.
오빠 딴 생각했지. 좀 전에 나랑 뽀뽀할 때 딴 생각했잖아. 그치? 뭐가 아니야. 지금도 딴 생각하고 있구만.
다들 멋있다, 그치? 이렇게 금방 모였는데도 다들 쿨하고 되게 자연스럽네. 나 잘 어울려? 잘 어울리냐고. 여기 밑에 가야 돼.
그냥 나랑 놀자. 저 썰렁한 사람들하고 뭐하게. 그냥 나랑 놀면 안 돼.
그 사람들이 아니라 더 밑에.
우리가 이 나이에 이게 뭐 하는 건지 참. 그래, 나도 이게 어쩔 수가 없네. 제시카 선생님이 그 다송이 생일 케이크 들고서 행진 비슷한 걸 지카쌤에 습격하는 겁니다. 이 인디안 도끼 막 휘두르면서 성의의 인디안 다송이가 짜잔 등장해가지고 도끼로 반겨. 전투 벌어지고 케이크 여신 제시카를 구출. 우와 박수 거예요.
Such simple plans.
님이 원래 이벤트, 서프라이즈 뭐 이런 거 애 많이 쓰시네요, 대표님도. 하긴 뭐 어쩝니까, 사랑하시는데.
김 기사님, 어차피 오늘 근무인 거죠 이게? 그냥 뭐 이게 일의 연장이라고 생각하시고.
안 그래도 이거 챙긴 거니까 갖고 가. 그치. 일단 먹고. 그래. 아유 제시카 여기 있었네.
이게 너무 맛있네요.
죽이죠. 쌤한테 부탁할 게 하나 있잖아. 그 뭐라고 그래야 되나? 다송이 트라우마 그거 해줘야 돼요. 오늘 하이라이트.
Trauma recovery cake.
And who's gonna be the first to go downstairs, you know?
Oh.
Whose plan is gonna be enacted?
Is it broken? Is that all blood on the floor around her head? Oh, behind you! Oh, is he gonna die? Grab him down his good. Oh! Oh!
Oh shit! And it has to be him, right? So that the kid sees.
For the kid.
Oh! Oh!
Both the kids are dead. Oh! Holy shit.
앰뷸런스 기다리면 되죠?
15 minutes.
아빠 그만 좀 눌러. 눌러서 더 아픈 거.
던지라고! 자꾸 던지라고 그냥!
Oh!
리스펙트!
The smell. Oh!
1번에 눈을 떴을 때 처음 본 얼굴은 형사였습니다.
변호인을 선임할 권리가 있고
전혀 형사같이 안 생긴
체포 구속 적부심을 법원에 청구할 수.
의사같이 안 생긴 의사가 말했습니다.
내 수술 직후에는 이런 경우가 있어요. 뭐 자꾸 웃는 거죠. 아무 이유 없이. 내 말 들려요? 지금 내 말 들려?
해야 돼 이거? 다시?
아니 몰려.
방금 한 거 미란다.
Yeah.
저는 저기 변명할 수 있는 계획도 있고 변호사도 선임할.
기정이가 피를 엄청 많이 흘렸다는 얘기를 들었을 때도 주거 침입, 폭행치사 그러나 정당방위 말들은 많았지만 그래도 운 좋게 위에 선고를 받았을 때도 기정이 얼굴을 오랜만에 다시 봤을 때도 저는 계속 웃었습니다. 그치만 수들을 하나하나 다시 찾아볼 때는 그닥 웃지는 않았습니다.
사자인 노숙인도 사건 현장에서 바로 사망했기 때문에 목적을 파악하는 것에서부터 경찰이 구척
혐의를 받고 있는 김 씨는 평소 온화한 성품으로 알려진 운전기사 김 씨의 행방 추적에 수사력을 집중이 대문을 거쳐 계단을 내려온 뒤 목을 통해 유유히 사라졌습니다. 주택가의 여러 CCTV 화면에서도 김 씨
Oh, the wires were cut, eh?
목격자 또한 현재의 상황으로만 본다면 김 씨가 증발하였다는 표현을 쓴다.
사실 뭐
Pizza.
저도 엄마도 근데 형사분들만 괜히 우리 미행을 한다고 그러다 어느덧 뉴스도 조용해지고 형사들 미행도 뜸해질 무렵부터 가끔씩 그 산에 올랐습니다.
Holy shit.
올라가면 그 집이 꽤 잘
Up
들여다
as
보이거든요.
high as possible.
Morse code. Is he in the basement? Is the dad in the basement?
In the commotion, he could have come back through the garage or something.
아들아. 너라면
How do you
혹시
live down
편지를
here?
읽을 수도 있겠구나. 보이스카우트 출신이니까 이런 식으로 편지를 쓰. 건강은 좀 회복이 되었느냐? 그날 벌어진 일들은 지금도 실감이 잘 안 난다. 꿈을 꾼 것 같기도 하고 아닌 것 같기도 하고 그때 대문을
Fucking
나올
Mini
때
Cooper.
순간 깨달았다.
Is he just down there this whole time with the body?
문광님을 예의를 갖춰서 보내드릴 수가 있었는데 수목장을 한 거니까 씨발 뭐 최선을 다한 거지. 근데 부동산 새끼들이 역시 머리가 좋더라. 그것도 모르는 놈들을 꼬셔가지고 결국엔 집을 팔더라고. 애들은 외국인 학교에 다들 밖으로 나다니는 가족인데 이 붙박이 가정부가 24시간 집에 있다 보니까 한 번씩 올라갈 때마다 목숨을 간다. 목숨을. 근데 독일 애들이라고 소세지랑 맥주만 먹는 건 아니던데. 다행이지 뭐냐. 밤마다 이렇게 편지를 꾹꾹 눌러서 보내다 보면 네가 이걸 볼 날도 있을라나
Every night.
싶다.
How many times has he been doing it?
아버지, 저는 오늘 계획을 세웠습니다. 근본적인 계획입니다. 벌겠습니다. 아주 많이요.
Buy the house?
취직, 결혼, 뭐 다 좋지만
사이즈도 아주 그냥 넉넉하게 잘 빠졌어요.
He said he would live in that house one day.
이런 집은
이 집부터 사겠습니다. 이사 들어간 날에는 저는 엄마랑 정원에 있을게요. 햇살이 워낙 좋으니까요. 아버지는 그냥 올라오시면 됩니다.
Yo.
그날이 올 때까지 그럼 이만.
Okay, that was Parasite.
Yeah, coming out of watching a movie, it doesn't even have to be in theaters, but it's like this otherworldly experience once you've like peeled your eyes away from the screen. It's like, oh, it's brighter in this room than I remember it being, you know?
Yeah.
Like I almost forgot it was daytime. I almost felt like I was at the movie theater actually.
I was
terms of,
so
like, how I
fucking
feel.
immersed.
Mhm. Did I forget how to blink? I don't know, maybe. My eyes kind of feel funky.
Like 20% into the movie, I'm like writing names down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just like lost, like I lost awareness that I wasn't in a movie theater watching a movie. And you know what? Because of the only thing I knew about this movie going into it was that it was regarded as something worthy of high praise. And
Worthy of watching, like everyone watching.
And it means nothing coming from me because I'm a nobody, but this was one of the best movies, if not the best. Like, this was so fucking amazing.
I'm honestly
Wow.
at kind of a loss for words for how amazing I thought it was. Like, how everything was just so seamlessly tied together. So many different shots that were just beautiful and just like creative, but also had so much emotion to them. Like they were able to portray so much of the theme and then the emotions of what was happening, the tension or feelings in the air by just even the shots that they used or the perspective shots they used.
The cinematography was fucking amazing. The editing was fantastic.
Utilizing their setting perfectly, like not
Yeah.
only from like the stairways and the city streets, but and then to the windows to the semi-basement, and then also this rich house. They utilized the setting perfectly. Like the characters moved around these places and these windows and these doors and these rooms so fluidly.
Every part of that house was used to its utmost potential. Everything every single thing that I try to think about in this movie seems so fucking intentional and deliberate and well thought out. I want to rewatch it. I know that's like, knowing how it ends, I immediately just want to rewatch it and appreciate it for all different reasons.
I might skip some of the blood and and the physical harm, but other than that.
I wish that I could watch like a behind the scenes documentary for like the entire production of this film as well. Like one of my first, like, just because of what I'm used to, things that I look out for and notice in any type, whatever media we're watching, is specifically editing, right? Because yeah, you're editing a movie to try to make it to make it its own way of you're controlling the flow, like, of the entire project that has been filmed up to the point. But what isn't done too often, to the degree that this movie has done, is how it influences tone, because pacing is its own challenge and hurdle. But when you're able to convey such tone by... Okay, I have a question for you. In terms of editing, how much of it do you think comes down, this movie specifically, came down to writing? Like, because it's hard to differentiate when certain parallels are being made with edits and like which sequence comes next, if that's in the script or not. If you've written into the script, okay, switch back to this person doing this thing, and there's meaning conveyed by that, right? Like, do you think that who I'm gonna go back and try to find the director's name. Do you think that it's all just a perfect vision that you have, that you're conveying and directing to these people, which leads them to make exceptional choices in terms of just in this isolated conversation, editing?
So there's an ease and a balance. I think ease is a great word for how I feel about it. There is this ease to it that makes me feel like everything went as planned, which is very interesting, because that's a line in the show, is that like once you plan something, everything goes wrong. It never goes the way that you plan. But it feels like it had to have been planned for it to flow and move so easily. Like, these actors just gracefully move throughout this set as if they were really there, and then the emotions and the changes of where you are and what you're looking at, the editing, are just done at exactly the right time and to evoke exactly the emotion that you're trying to evoke, and show something that you're trying to show, that it almost feels like it was already completely written out, storyboarded, and that they just, like, once they had this plan, they just put their whole heart into it. And it wasn't a bunch of, like, in the back, ooh, we could add this here, and we could do this there, Yeah. It felt like almost like a group of people with a common project, and they just, like, it just flowed out. It just eased out, and what was born from it was amazing.
What do you think, early in the movie, when we're talking to Min, I had written down the line of 1 out of 4 rejects. And I'm trying to, it's very hard to find, we're used to skipping around 22 minutes of anime or
harder
TV.
When it's hours.
Yeah, but with no pre-planning of this discussion or anything, it's, you know what? Actually, okay, so real quick, I'll finish this thought and go into something else. I would be curious as to find the line of dialogue of 1 out of 4 rejects, and how, if that at all thematically plays into the end, that there's one of the 4 who died, right? But what came to mind was, the one our editor has seen this movie, and upon talking to them going into it, they were like, "Do you know anything about it?" And I was like, "No, I just knew that it won Best Picture." And they were like, "Okay, well, not going to tell you anything about it, but it's, I think, going to be exceptionally difficult to go right into a discussion about it because of the movie." And
I find it hard
but
to even start breaking down.
when
in
you
my
hear
head.
that, you don't know why,
Why?
right? There could be so many different reasons why discussion could be hard, and this discussion is going to be hard because there's it's hard to speak of this movie's brilliance in a discussion immediately after viewing it, because when you're talking of how brilliant something was, you have different anecdotes and details and things in mind that you're pointing out. But there's too many. They're like to just.
It's so much content, and there were so many moments. It's like 2 hours and like 12 or so minutes, something like that. That is a lot of amazing shots, a lot of great acting, a lot of thematic things, metaphorical things. You know, there's so much packed in there that made this just float, that is so different than and trying to unpack something that is much shorter.
Yeah. I'll say Ki Woo as a main character was fucking phenomenal. And early on in the movie, just to really sell it, you know, bringing up the idea of like living in a metaphor, or like just how this art piece is one, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking brilliant. I even want to I want to go and look at every detail. I want to see what the painting of the painting on the wall is, you know? I feel like every single thing that was chosen to take place in this movie was exceedingly deliberate, and I'm sure that they're like I don't know personally how improv is handled in movies overseas.
Mm-hmm.
My knowledge is none in terms of that, but I'm not doubting that there could have been some. But when I say that it feels like nothing was improvised, and every action of an actor, every movement was done so deliberately, it makes me think of just one person who has such an ambitious, creative, specific vision in their head, and the talent that it takes to be able to put that vision into practice and convey the feeling about society and about each member's roles in our population. It's so perfect. It's so well done. It's so. I love this movie so much.
One of your best examples of just even the subtle little differences that different actors make is the counting of cash.
Yeah.
And how they flipped through their cash and how they dealt with money. Just even like little movements, maybe even how they're like holding themselves. It's so like, I mean, all of the acting was so amazing. I did want to say something real quick to you bringing up that one line of like one of the four. Just that idea of 1 out of 4.
Yeah.
That I had written down that mom was the 4th to be brought into this, and that's when things, as I said in my notebook, turned to shit. Like that's when things started falling, is once it only takes 1 out of the 4 for this entire plan that they've created to fall. And when she kicked the woman down the stairs, I feel like that was the moment that everything fell.
Yeah.
And she was the last to be brought in. It only takes 1 of the 4.
Yeah. How many of their
One
were in
choice
this family?
of 1 of the 4.
You know? God damn. You know, at one point during the movie, like, so, on that conversation that I had with the editor, he was saying that, you guys might want to do, like, a follow-up video, like, about it. Definitely leaving that on the table, because I would love to. I'm sure that there's a billion videos, you know, that are
saying
doing the exact same thing.
Amazing it is, breaking down why it's
so
amazing.
maybe at the moment, we usually, when it's, like, an anime or a show that's isolated enough, we're able to recount all these details that I'm sure like won't necessarily transfer over in the best of ways in this scenario. So what I'd love to just talk about with you more is any standout moments or feelings that we got from this just after a first watch through. There is not one actor in this who weren't on the highest of calibers in terms of ability and technique. I often
Even the kid actor.
I was about to say it. What I bring up often is the difficulty of trying to have a child actor involved in a set and in a movie.
And serious works.
Yeah, and being able to really lean on them, specifically with such an integral part to the story as well. It was amazing. He did a great job.
Yeah.
He was fantastic. And so was the girl, too.
Mm-hmm. I think one of my standout moments, I might butcher the name, just like pronunciation. I
Apologies,
think it was Ki Jung, which Jessica,
Mm-hmm.
the art therapist. One of my favorite moments and through lines that they did in this movie was that idea of worrying about others or being worried about yourself and being more like concerned about the nuclear family, you know? And we have Jessica Ki Jung talking on the couch, you know, while drinking, like, Dad, you gotta worry more about us. Like, I'm not worried. But she's the first one to actually express worry once they've run out of the house. To actually, like, vocally express. The son, Kiwoo, you know, he obviously, he kind of, you know, stood in the rain a little bit. I'm sure he was definitely feeling exactly what his sister was, but she's the first one that vocalized it. And what she does is she speaks to her dad. It shows that they had, like, she's looking at her dad, you know, to be her example almost, because that's the one she speaks to. Like, Dad, you're supposed to be worrying about us. And then here it's like, Dad, I'm worried. What are we supposed to do about this?
Yeah. And that illusion of a plan being received by her, like, and it builds like a false sense of security, like knowing that somebody like that, like, it says that they have a plan.
I almost thought they were just gonna kill the kids but keep the parents alive for that kind of idea of the kids, if your parent tells you they have a plan and that everything's gonna be okay, you know?
Well, but okay, the illusion of a plan is extremely powerful. Just like the illusion surface level of a character that you could be playing or a role in the house or a tutor could be extremely powerful. It's like it, but that substance underneath it, you know, that's a different story. And the idea of like, one of my favorite things about towards the second half specifically in this movie was how quickly they were able to tie the husband living below into our father in the movie. I and how they did a plethora of different callbacks once they put something out into this universe, right? And a great idea of being able to bookend it and bring it up later into the movie. But to be able to incorporate so much in between those two figures in such an isolated amount of time without focusing too much on it was outstanding.
And how they do that without focusing too much on it is by utilizing their setting amazingly. Like,
oh yeah,
metaphorical, you know, that like,
it sounds stupid almost for me to say metaphor so much because it's so like,
I mean, that's why it's fun to say, is because
Yeah.
that was used in the movie. I keep wanting to call it a show because I'm so used to watching shows.
Yeah, we don't
But
watch
just
movies
that
often.
idea that where a person is standing, when we get that shot looking on the snowy mountain down with binoculars into the house, and it's a brand new family. That idea that just the place alone that you are indicates your situation and maybe even something deep about you, where we get that idea of the smell representing where you are from or what type of life you lead. And then even just the type of house you live in, where you are, like whether you are up above on a hill or you are down below in a basement.
Yeah. I think I think maybe the most impressive thing to me coming right out, like obviously not thinking too deep about it, so it's subject to change, is the settings though. You had already talked about it, but I completely agree with you. That's what it ties everything together, and I wonder how much it tied everything together, like from a behind the scenes standpoint too. Like that's when do you see a movie or a TV show utilize or be brave enough or confident enough in your vision to utilize little like amounts of different sets? You know, like you often see people making up for what lacks in a story or what lacks in a vision by trying to over incorporate too many visuals, leaning too heavy on VFX and artists to try to captivate this massive scale of something rather than trying to break it down and utilize it in so many different creative ways. And it's like phones in this movie.
I was about to bring up phones.
And recording
Yes.
in this movie and recording interactions with the people with each other and other people was brought up several times throughout the movie in several different instances. And the idea of like how much of a missile strike hitting send could be on certain videos, right? Like,
but and almost like an outside looking in, that looking through a phone can be, or watching a video can be. And at the end, when we get watching the news about it, see, I was going to bring up phones because a lot of times phones in movies or shows bother me. Like, either I feel like they're doing it too much, I feel like it takes me out of it a little bit that they're like texting, I don't love the shot or how they're showing it on the screen, that I don't see any creativity there. I often have some issues with people using text messaging or phones in TV shows and movies. I did not bother me at all with this. I thought that whole scene with the idea of sending it being a missile strike was incredibly great and entertaining, but also this idea that where they are location wise and who has the power, but as soon as they let their guard down about who had the power in that situation is when the whole family rushed them.
I'm pretty sure that the former helper around the house,
The former housekeeper,
ended up being buried right where she was let go too initially, you know, or at least in close proximity. I went through such a range of emotions during this movie. I got of being super impressed to being absolutely like, holy shit, I cannot believe this is happening right now.
I have a question.
Okay.
Based on character writing, acting choices, I'm trying to decipher what the Mr. Park's actual feelings about his wife were. Because he did things that made me think as a viewer that he did love her. But then when asked about it, or when it was brought up by Mr. Kim, it was not received well, or he had an odd energy to it. It seemed like I guess you could call it love. And then at the end there, it's like don't cross the line by saying that I love my wife and that's clear to you. You know?
Yeah.
That I find myself at this point after leaving the movie trying to decipher and figure out the choices there and what work went behind the scenes to that actor or the people that wrote the script or decided on the character, what they really were putting into his character in terms of how he felt about his family. Because it seemed like he was a pretty loving father. It seemed like he loved his kids, and a lot of the time it seemed like he didn't hate his wife and that he liked her. So
I think that it leaned heavily on the more physical like side of things than love from his point of view. At least that's somewhat of my interpretation. One of the most powerful scenes in this whole movie, which I don't think I've ever said before, was the sex scene of them on the couch. Like specific, like the language that they were using, like buy me drugs.
Mhm.
Like, that
It was pretty upsetting.
it was such a great decision from a writing standpoint, though. Like,
I
to
could
get
see
to
someone
get the
trying to
message
talk
of the
it in
movie
a.
across. You know
Couldn't
what I
you see
mean?
someone like in a boardroom being like, okay, so I think this scene should happen, and I think they should say this. I feel like there would have been some pushback.
Yeah.
I feel like some people would have been like, do you need that scene in there? And the right person that wrote it would be like, hell yeah, you need
What-
that scene in
Not
there.
even just this, like, the dialogue,
Mhm.
right? That's what made the scene as important as it was.
What they are doing there.
Yeah.
Not the actual physical things they're doing there, but
Uh-huh.
what is the content of their words.
Yeah. God damn, dude. What do you think Min's doing? The college friend.
I mean, honestly, because we actually left the story with there not being that time, that gap in time where we have now gotten rich enough to buy the house ourselves, and that was actually just a dream in a letter.
It was a plan, right?
It was a plan. Plans never go well. Min's gonna come back from studying abroad, and he's gonna realize that as he said, oh, I can't trust any of those frat guys with this girl that I want to marry when she goes to college, but I trust you. And
God.
literally the first actual non-parent there lesson that he has with her.
I would love to just, like, I wish we did have, like, a time to talk about more specific details that we can recount and list without having to, continuously like think about the initial thoughts we're having right now and feelings having, because I think that this, like, obviously this movie fucking deserves it. It's stupid even to say because it's been so well acclaimed, but I like the idea of the whole sequence of the floods too. That was fucking.
And then she said the rain was a blessing in the car.
Yep.
Just that whole all the dialogue was so purposeful.
The
I love
windows.
dialogue. It's one of my favorite parts of movies and shows is when there's like really good dialogue where every single thing that comes out of a person's mouth either says something about them, reflects them, represents them, or says something deeper about some other tone or theme in the show. And it's also purposeful of who that piece of dialogue is being said to, who's in the room, who hears it.
Who do you think had the most potential?
In terms of?
The family.
To actually just succeed here in this job that they were doing, or succeed going forward?
In general.
I think that they're trying to possibly set us up to think that maybe Ki-woo is the one with the most potential. Therefore, when he makes the plan at the end there, we as the viewer can almost believe that he's going to make sure of it.
What was Jessica? God, I feel so bad.
Jessica and Kevin.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was her actual name in the movie?
I think it was Ki-jung.
I think that the focus on the artistic ability was really interesting because it wasn't just talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't just like yeah, obviously the skill of being able to research like therapy in that regard and then go off and improv, but the actual graphical capability, or I know it's just Photoshop, but it showed a bit to me because they utilized it in a real life setting, right?
Mm-hmm. And Min uses it as one of kind of his bargaining cards. Is like, your sister really wants to go and do lessons, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, both kids, I feel like we're shown these kids that could have a great amount of potential, and then we also just see this whole.
I thought Ki-woo was lying about being a Cub Scout when he first said he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to work the bit.
Work the
over.
bit more.
Yeah, but the fact that it was brought back in the way that it was at the end was awesome. There were a few great transitions too.
I would agree with that. There was you know what was like, okay, this is sticking out to me right now when you said like transitions. When we got that one shot that then turned half of the screen turned into the water in the streets, and people, like, it was a bird's eye view of
Amazing.
it. And it was just literally like half of the screen. I was like, I've never seen something like this.
That is, I feel like, more of like an artistic point of view than like the direct, like it could have been, but like when I imagine the transition, I could imagine somebody being like behind a computer being like, this could be really cool. They work it up and show to their supervisor, and they're like, oh, fuck yeah.
You know who I want to give a prize to, a golden sticker to? Whoever decided that one of the dogs should come up and eat one of the pieces of meat off the skewer that was in the dead guy.
1,000%.
I was like, whoever decided, like, obviously the person who's in charge of like how, like, the dog manager.
Yeah.
The person that is in charge of dogs on set, they did a good job telling that dog what to do, and that dog did a great job.
Yeah.
And whoever decided the dog should do that did a great job.
Birthday parties, man.
Oh, don't you hate when you like really just want to eat your cake in peace and then you end up seeing a ghost? That was a good shot.
Yeah.
Him coming up the stairs.
Oh my god, yeah.
And they cast an actor perfectly that could make his eyes just very wide.
Good.
So that you could see that as he was walking up the
That's
stairs in the
great
darkness.
directing, because you choose how much you're seeing in terms of lighting.
Yeah.
And it was so dark and so clear. It was so clear. It was so good.
Like, he was like, honestly, just
Yeah.
the contrast that was there was amazing.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be talking about this movie for a while, and if you guys want to hear more about us talk about this movie, I'm totally open to that. Whether it's, I don't know, movie commentary, whether it's just, like, discussion points and stuff like that, I would adore it. I would adore it. I adored this. That was crazy.
Felt like I was at the movies, but I didn't even have any popcorn.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.